What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and did you hear the bell? It's another beautiful day in the Market Watch. Today, we're going to be going over a lot of cards to avoid right now because of the announcement of a restriction list for both sets that are next Friday. So, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a troublesome. I don't recommend picking up on certain cards and just be worrisome of what might need to be replaced in your deck. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So first off, as you know, that we do have Ultimate Cup rulings in effect, and it creates some crazy shenanigans with that. First off, Chaos Integration was limited in that. So this creates a little bit of a deep dip down here. So, and if the restriction list plays into this, you'll expect this to dip down even further. So stuff like this, you want to keep an eye on. I don't recommend going crazy on Chaos Integration right now. It's one of those cards you should just keep on the back burner and just not move or buy until after next Friday. So next one, we do have Chaos Integration from Starter Deck 10. So as on the card market side, though, we're looking like in the same value range, in that $2 range, but we're in the €2 range, close to 3, which isn't terrible. I think that's just really good to see that they're both kind of staying the same level. They're not really outstanding each other too much. So looking like that, you want to keep that in mind. Next card we're going to talk about, though, is Grand Kawagamon. So first off, Grand Kawagamon did get restricted in the Ultimate Cup, which would imply that they're probably thinking about restricting it in normal format. Grandis is a very powerful deck, but if they want to keep the health of the game, probably we will see a lot of X Antibody themed decks kind of just get nerfed and snipped out of the format. So to keep everything fresh and everything like that, Grand Kawagamon probably will see a hit of some sort. Not good to invest into this card. Yes, it has some potential, but I think it's not a smart investment right now. It's going to burn you more than it's going to help you. Then on the Europe side, looking like from that $3 mark from us, they're only in the like €1 range, which is pretty good actually to see that they're on the €1 range. Their promos are always cheaper than ours at most of the time. Then we have Gurumon X Antibody. This card got straight up banned in the Ultimate Cups, which could lead into seeing this card either restricted or banned in our format, which is they probably invest, as most people would say, Gurumon promo is the problem, but it looks like Gurumon X Antibody seems to be what they're looking at as the possible contender of hitting. They don't want to get a 6,000 DP Digimon that gets up to 8,000 DP is manageable. It's the fact that this thing becomes a 10,000 DP Digimon very easily, and that can survive more swings than it should. So if you limit it down to being that, the first swing is a little bit weaker, then the second swing is a little bit stronger, but it isn't crazy broken. But with this now, this does lead into the fact of that this card isn't going to restand and bounce, one of your opponent's level 4s. So that's really useful, actually. That can lead to being some very interesting gameplay. X Antibody for BT9, though, on the card market side, looking like €1. Did I even mention what the price of this pre-release one is? About $6. Definitely do not recommend picking this up. So let's see. Am I on the right card? Yep. So they're in the €2 range, which isn't terrible, actually. You guys on the Europe side, it really does have a better value on it. Then Cool Boy, of course, we're going to talk about this. This card is in so many ideas of just restrict it to 1 or ban it. The reason for this, if they restrict this to 1, at least with Greymon and Gurumon, you do have a card that can replace this card. It'll give you a small effect like this, but hey, that's not terrible. I mean, it only affects when you promote from raising, but it's better than nothing. So Cool Boy is climbing up, but I would not invest into this card at all. This card is on almost everybody's red hot target list, similar to how Death X was, but Death X kind of just phased out on its own accord. So, I mean, it's something to keep on your radar. Europe side for its pre-release is about 10 euros to 13 euros, and it's going down. It's showing off that people aren't ready to invest into this, which isn't terrible. Cool Boy, though it's regular art, just has a great plateau. It's dipping down here. Nothing too crazy. I mean, $6 to $7 isn't terrible right now, but I do expect this to drop. If they hit this thing to 1, expect this to drop hard. Goes right to $3, maybe even $2 the moment that happens, because everybody that has an excessive stock is going to try to move it. If this doesn't get hit, expect this to go up. That is kind of the gamble here. So Cool Boy is one of those cards you just don't invest into right now unless you have to because you want to build the deck, and it's required in the deck. But outside of that, it's not a card to invest into. I think it's just a terrible gamble. Looking at it now, we're looking at €5 to €7 range. Kind of expected here. Same price around our range. Not terrible. Death X alternate art. Looking like $85, which isn't terrible. People are buying it in that range. Very closely into the 80 range. 85 is not terrible. The reason I'm going to say this right now, avoid this card, because if the Ultimate Cup are the restrictions that they just implement to be permanent, we're going to have some issues there. So something is telling me that the winds of change is happening, and we're going to see a massive hit list that is just ridiculous. So Death X is not something you're worth to invest into. You just keep an eye on. Looking like going down to €60 for its alternate art, which is not bad. I think that's not terrible. People are buying it in that range, but we'll have to see. Tai Kamiya from Double Diamond pre-release cards. Something I want to bring up about this is a card that you probably should keep on your radar. The reason for this is that if Cool Boy is restricted, this card just helps out. Because of the fact is, your turn when one of your Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name moves from the breeding area to battle area, gain 1 memory, trigger, draw 1. The more ties you have out, the more gain you get from that one promotion. And this makes it a little bit more fair because it's not every single turn you're gaining this value like Cool Boy's doing. This is just when you promote from raising. So I see this card in the long game being the card that's going to spike. So this card could, if Cool Boy goes, as we'll see with the other card counterpart, this card's going to go up, and it's not going to come back down anytime soon. And then on the Europe side, €2, €3, not terrible. That's a good pickup if you are planning on playing Greymon Tribal. This card is going to probably see some play, especially since this tie can be played by in BT12 by the effects of your Greymons. And then let's see. Matt Ishida. Matt Ishida saw a massive spike. People got onto this hype train really early, I gotta say. People, once the Ultimate Cup got announced, this card didn't have many listings to begin with, but once the Ultimate Cup got announced, expect this thing to fly. Same thing, it's the Gabumon and Gurumon. If its name moves from breeding area to battle area, gain 1 memory, trigger, draw 1. This is the pre-release stamp. These are cards. I'm just using the pre-release because most people do like the max rarity. If you don't care, then go for the cheaper version. That card is still in the cents range. Both of them are in the cents range. They're not even breaking dollar points, so that's not terrible. But that's something you want to just keep on your radar. Go down to €2, kind of seeing the same thing. There's only one page. From €2 to €5, not many listings, and that's just because Gurumon just wants to draw anyway, so this is still helping them out in the long game. Matt Ishida, box topper, seeing a spike in climb. Purple Cup is really pushing this deck, and I'm not surprised there. I think this is pretty solid. We're looking like 16 to €14. That's, 50. Can I talk? No, I can't. So about $15 to $28 is a little pricey once we get to here, but this card is just not seeing any more circulations. So expect this to be expensive. On the Europe market, though, we're looking like €6 to €8. A little bit cheaper than us, but that's just because they have more quantity right now. They really do have more quantity than us. So that's a big difference there. Then we have Gurumon Sagittarius Mode. So this card, I would say, while it's dirt cheap for dollars right now, pick up your copies. And what do I mean by that? Pick up the dollar copies, get yourself a play set, and this card should hold you over for the Gurumon hit. If restrictions are predicted that the Gurumon deck is going to get hit in some capacity, this card might be a good investment to have. It just is another option. It's another value card. And especially since it's $1, picking up 4 copies is not going to break the bank. $4 is a good investment, and it's probably solid enough. And then you can just keep a watch out. Even if you wanted to, pick up the dollar foils. You can find somebody, there you go, this core TCG. Boom. $1.70, pick up 4 copies, call it a day. Then Sagittarius Mode promo going up to $1.90 non-foiled. So like €1.50, about €2. Not terrible. Let's see what the foil is looking like though. Foiled is about €3.10, but kind of looking like the €2 range as well. But hey, what do you think on that? What do you think? Are you going to pick up your play sets? Let me know. Metal Greymon Secret. This card is seeing some massive spike, and that is just because Black War... No, just kidding. It ain't Black War Greymon. It's not even Greymon. It is Machinedramon. Mugandramon is doing this. 2 copies of this bad boy, and that's what you need for that deck. So guys, if you've been holding on to this card for a long period of time, might be a good investment to flip. Because if you had this back a year ago, it's like $4 when you picked it up. Well, let's be honest, about 6 months ago, it's about $10 now. So you definitely making your profits here. And I don't see this card ever going out of Machinedramon, and they're never going to hit this card. It's an old card, so it already has the old card flex. And then Machinedramon is enjoying this at a 2 of in most lists. Most players are just playing it at 1, 2. Let's take a look at Secret Alternate Art, though. A little bump here, nothing too crazy. It's starting to cool off a little bit. If you have this might be a good time to flip it. It's not a bad value here. If you have these sitting around and you have no intention on playing Machinedramon, boom, just get rid of it. It's not worth it. BT, we're looking like a dip here. We're looking like €11 to €15. Not terrible. And then for its alternate art, about €20. Wow, quite expensive compared to us. You have 15. That's a $5 gap. Crazy there. Then we have Machinedramon Alternate Art from Dimensional Phase. This is the Machinedramon Golden card, the Chase card. It is starting to go down, boys and girls. But keep this on your radar and watch closely. And what do I mean by watch closely? Depending on what happens in the restriction list and after the first kind of regional, expect Machinedramon to be doing quite well. So we'll have to see what happens there. Then a dip down here on the Europe side, in the €125 range, about €150. They're kind of keeping toe and toe. They're a little bit cheaper than us in about the lower end, but they're kind of in the same range there. But Machinedramon is going to be a fantastic deck. We'll have to see what they do going forwards. Rina Alternate Art, I'm going to tell you this right now. Whatever that restriction list does, if it makes all force the deck to beat, expect Arena to go higher. There's no questions about it. It is a good card, and with the announcement of a restriction list that is kind of permanent, I would be nervous about this. Arena going up, it's about €55 to €60. Not terrible. It could be a lot worse, but hey, that's just how that goes. Galacticmon Alternate Art Dimensional Phase. This card is going to be the last card I talk about. And the reason for this is you should keep this on your radar because Galacticmon could, with their restrictions And after this weekend, could see a massive jump. And with that, it's going to give you so much data and information, and we're going to be able to break that down, and I'm going to talk about it once we have all the decks released. So, something to really think about there. Not terrible. Spiking up, 35 euros. Well, 30 euro range. Not surprising there. Galacticmon does have a hint to be really good in Ultimate Cup. So, guys, what did you think of this Market Watch? Let me know down in the comments. What cards did I miss? Is there cards I should be avoiding more on that I don't know about? So without further ado, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace!